Hey, welcome to Rockstar Diaries TV show. This is my lovely Janine, and I am Mr. Tracy Lee Smith. And today we have an amazing show for you. We have a true rock star on the show.
Yes.
His name is Brad Rudolph, and
Yes.
this guy's been through the fire. He's been in a lot of different bands. He has this new autobiography that just came out, and the guy worked for many different people and also in contact with us in different points of the history. So it's an amazing time to live in. And here we go. Let's welcome in Brad Rudolph.
Thank you so much, guys. And Tracy, you forgot to mention that we played together in a band.
Oh, yes. Yes, we did.
Most important thing.
Byron Blues and the Gangsters. Now,
I love that name.
This is kind of crazy because here we were, like rock stars back then, playing in a show band, playing the Blues Brothers type of music with like different shows. It was kind of crazy, but I'll tell you what, this guy right here had to learn 40 songs in a week. We were out on the road, and he did it. Came in and played bass extraordinaire. We were just like mind blown that he could actually do that, and had like 20-minute practice with us, I think it was, before the gig. And ended up playing the whole night. We were like, oh my gosh, this sounds great. Where was this guy the whole time? You know, it was amazing. We only had a couple months with you, but we went down to Wildwood and the Shore after that, which kind of like fell apart. So we could have used it down there. It definitely would have been writing songs with you if you were down there with me. Definitely.
I'm trying to remember. This is the 70s?
No, it's about 83.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had not, like you mentioned, rehearsed at all. So I remember being on stage with you. Now, Byron was about 350 pounds, I would say. And he came out, we were doing Get Your Motor On and Hit on the Highway. Right?
Born to Be Wild.
Born to Be Wild.
He
was on a tricycle with, riding out like that. I could barely make it through the song. I was laughing so hard.
I love that. Anything that's unique. So let's dive into the current. What are you doing now? Autobiography. That's fantastic. We'll venture into the past, but I want to know now, 2026.
Okay. Well, last summer we sold our house, and then that's where the original studio was, Falling Waters. And now we're building a new studio. Moved to a smaller house, going to build a bigger studio. And so that's kind of in process. That's going to take most of the winter to do that. So in the interim, you know, my wife of 27 years, Susan, has put up with me.
Hi, Susan.
I keep telling her these stories that like we're going to talk about. She goes, you should write a book, you know, for like 5 years. And I had this time where I'm in the control room now. So the control room's up, and I'm recording people, but it's remotely usually, or I'm mixing and mastering. So I thought, well, I have time. They're building the studio. I'll write the book. So I started working on it, you know, when we moved here. So I had just finished it in February. And so that was consuming my time there. And then it's like you said, it's interesting nowadays. I can do people from Australia, you know, I can record people from around the world with the technology that's out there. So,
yes.
And now AI has come into the picture in an interesting way. So I've gotten involved in that with people that really want to take their songs, and this is where it gets very controversial. And I say, it's a tool.
It's a tool. Yes.
You have a hammer, that doesn't make you a carpenter.
That's exactly right.
It's just a tool just like a plug-in, a compressor, whatever, and you can use it in good ways. One of the interesting ways is that I did myself. I took a song I wrote and played in a band in the 80s, put it in Suno, and created a new version of it.
Yeah, we've done that.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could talk for days. Yeah. It's amazing.
Mind-blowing. So then some clients heard that, and I sent them mixes of, songs that we recorded, and they said, oh, I want to do a version of that, but I'll sing it. And so Suno is a little bit going on right now with me in this room and the mastering and stuff.
Yeah, we've done a lot of research on Suno in the business world of music, because a lot of people will claim to be songwriters, music producers, and it's all done through Suno. And I think you really, that's just a word of caution for me, that you got to do your research, because if you were to try to submit and get something on Spotify, they're going to dump you. They can tell if it's AI or not, and they won't allow that. Tell them about the band, the $1 Million Band.
There was a band that had 1 million plays, and the whole entire thing was totally made up. The photos of the band, it's just crazy what can happen.
Yes.
So to get like ASCAP, EMI, and those people to actually
take
go
it seriously,
along with it,
yes,
it's gonna be rough. But like you said, a tool, maybe take the stems, build around it, and put in some better parts, better vocals, that kind of thing. You can really go to town with it.
Yes. And if you're just using it for advertisement, like to put it on YouTube, that's great. That's great, because you're not going to have to pay royalties, because it's, that kind of thing. But
it is a wild music business we are venturing into in these days, that, record companies and things like that are not really, I don't know, viable for 10 people, and the rest of us are doing other stuff.
Well, Suno was bought by, I forget if it's not Warner, it's one of the majors bought Suno.
Yes.
And the plan is to open up their whole catalog with the artists that they have who want to be involved in this. And that's going to get interesting, what happens there. Now, here's a good example. I have a poet. She doesn't play anything. She wants a song done. So in the past, I would play all the stuff and everything. Now the woman can come here, and in 10 minutes, I can give her 30 versions of her poetry,
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. And that is such a great tool.
Yeah. So I have mixed feelings about it. I don't think it's the end of the world for musicians.
It's not.
Well, most of the people that have complained are musicians. And I said, I don't think you're going to lose a job from Suno. You're going to still be out playing.
No, because Suno is still, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Suno is regurgitated music. That's all it is. It's taking everything that's already been done. And people say, oh, it's an AI voice. But that AI voice is somebody actually recording vocals for Suno. That's what they do. They hire like professional singers, but it's all regurgitated music. None of it's original. They just take everything that's already been done. And so that's why if you want to be truly unique and original, you create your own. So I agree with you. It's not going to take the place of true artistry. Sorry, I get so passionate because I have mixed feelings too, Brad. So it's like we like, our job is, we have clients come to us all the time and they ask us, because we went through training for TV, sync, and film. And if you were ever trying to get a song into TV and film and any of it was done by Suno, they would know and they would blacklist you. So there's things like that people come to us to learn. And I'm so passionate about it because it's also such a great tool. I mean, he took some of his old songs from the 80s. Oh my goodness. And it sounded so good.
You know what? We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you here on Rockstar Diaries TV show.
Woo!
Welcome to the Rockstar Diaries Virtual Summit, May 2nd at 5 p.m. Central Time.
Rockstar Diaries Virtual Summit, 6 ladies that will redefine what it means to be a rock star. Healing Out Loud. Join us Saturday, May 2nd, 5 p.m. Central Time.
Welcome back to Rockstar Diaries, Healing Out Loud. We are here with the amazing Brad Rudolph.
Hey, you know what, Brad? I've known you all these years as a bass player, and you are phenomenal, like one of the best I've ever played in a band with or project with. So, but I've seen you're doing all kind of stuff now. You're doing guitar, you're doing keyboards. So, how do you rate now as a bass player compared to keyboard player, guitar player in your mind? What do you think?
So I actually started on piano when I was 7 years old. And after the first year of lessons, the piano teacher said, "We would like you to do a recital." And I went home and said, "I quit." Because I was so introverted and scared of getting in front of people. And it's funny, it became my job. And so I switched over to the guitar. I was playing guitar then. To answer your question, live, I would always lean to bass, unless it's an original project for playing. In the studio here, I think I'm as good on guitar as I am on bass in the studio. So I've been playing, for 20 years on guitar. And then in the last 15, I was doing a lot of sessions where people wanted me to play all the parts. So to come up with the leads and et cetera, et cetera. So keyboards is different. I can, make my way through changes and things like that and come up with cool parts, but that would be the least that I'm talented on, I would think. But yeah, definitely bass on stage.
Nice.
So I was looking through, I know you want to ask a bunch of questions. I go, well, give me one more. So
he's speeding.
I seen the book, like all the different bands and stuff that you've been in. And I saw one with Sensei, and John Hassler was the lead singer. And I was actually in a band with John Hassler at one point too. So it's like, we have like interconnections even beyond, Byron Blues and the Gangsters. Is pretty wild.
He's incredible. He was incredible. He was Journey and Styx and Zepp.
He could do everything.
It was great. Yeah, so Sensei was one. They were a cool band. We were doing Kansas and some really, Boston, some really stuff for rock. Yeah. So nowadays, not in a particular band per se, I sub out a lot. So people call me, and actually a similar thing just happened where I got 5 dates coming out that I'm going on the road. They sent me 22 covers and 27 originals, and I have practice next Thursday.
Wow.
So it's
like a photographic memory.
No, I use OnSong it's an app on my iPad. Yeah. I don't know how I remembered all that stuff in the past. Especially lyrics. I definitely don't remember how I did that. So that's the, definitely need the OnSong app in front of me for originals. The covers, most of them I've heard before, so your brain kicks in. Oh yeah, but originals, that's a different planet, So the charting of them are all written out, and so that's coming up next week.
Ooh, nice.
So still subbing out with various people in town, or sometimes I go out. Like last year, all summer, starting in May, actually, I was doing fly-in dates into Pennsylvania with like a dream band. It was these guys that were on the A circuit when I was up there, and my friend owns a studio, and he's an amazing guitar player, Ronnie Rhodes, and he said, "Hey, I wish you were here." I said, "Well, what are you doing?" And I asked him 6 questions, and the answers were right. And I said, "Well, I'll just fly in, man. I'll just fly out Thursday, fly back Sunday." So I did that for most of the summer actually I did all summer into October. We knew it'd be brief because of weather, but actually weather was the worst, flying and rain delays and all that stuff. So yeah, a lot of sub work, always writing. And that's a question you had in your list. I don't have a particular vein that I write in. It's, I think, cinematically, if you've seen any of those videos that I did, it's just, what do I want to write in? I have to force myself to stay in a lane a lot of times. So one time I was like, I want to write just a funk album. So that I put the parameters around all that, so that I just did a funk record. It came out a couple of years ago. That one was up for an award. There's a thing in Nashville called the Josie Awards. Have you heard of it? Yes. So I got Album of the year and producer of the year from those guys. That was like 3 or 4 years ago.
This used to be my stage. Now it's my home. 20 years ago, I was selling out venues, living a dream. These days, I'm living out of my back seat, but the music never left me. Some nights I still play, just for the stars. Rock and roll doesn't die, it just gets quiet.
I microwave my coffee, time slipped away. Saw dinosaurs dancing, they wanted to stay. I spilled spot remover, my dog disappeared. Now I'm chasing shadows, the world's so weird. I'm a walking contradiction, a cosmic twist. Reality's a joke and I'm the punchline in the mist. Gonna get a tattoo of myself, oh yeah, 2 inches taller, standing right there. Double me, double trouble, living like a star, just as you are, living like a star. Living like a star, yeah. Still sleeping in the car. I built a time machine out of paper and glue. It worked for a second, say I spilled and collect. Someone sent me a postcard picture of the earth on the back. It said, wish you were here. I didn't know which here was near. I wear my heart on my sleeve. It keeps falling for everything I believe. I wear my liver on my pant leg. It knows every bar I fled. The sign said 8 items or less. So I changed my name to Les. I wrote a song, but I can't read music, so I don't know what it is. Every once in a while I'll be listening to the radio and I say, I think I might have written it. Tattoo me taller, stretch my skin like dreams. Reality's unraveling at the seams. Gonna get a tattoo of myself, oh yeah, 2 inches taller, standing right there. Double me, double trouble, living like a star, just as you are, living like a star. Still sleeping in the car, still sleeping in the car.
Awesome.
So we like to give our audience golden nuggets all the time. I mean, there's so many aspiring new songwriters, musicians out there. What words of wisdom, because it is such a different world right now. We went through the fire, like you said, decades of learning and growing and honing in on our craft. And I know that it's actually seen as a good thing for lyricists, because as far as you asked me, lyrics are not a song until you put music to them. Otherwise, it's just poetry. So there's a lot of folks that are poet writers that now can create music, but then there's still the old school ones that want to do it all. What words of wisdom in this new day and age would you give those young folks?
Don't do it.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. You know what? You're not the first one to say that. Kent Maxton said that too in Nashville. Yeah. You probably know him.
Well, it's just so different, as Tracy and you guys know. The club scene is evaporated in many places. it's just they're paying the same money as when we were playing out, and the competition is really tough. When I moved here, everybody said, "Oh, you're just going to be recording banjos and da da da." And my first client, my client calls me and he goes, "Oh, I'm going to come in and record drums in a band in Las Vegas, but I live here." I'm like, okay. Well, he brings in this 30-piece kit and he goes, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's death metal." So that was not a banjo, my first recording here.
Bass? Were you playing bass on death metal?
No, I didn't play. I played on one track for that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. But
cool.
So everybody here, I mean, a lot of people move here that come from Nashville because it's a little less expensive.
Where are you?
I'm 40 minutes from Asheville. So West North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place to live. And there's monsters here in the woods. Like I went to this little thing, this brewery, and these guys got up, you know, and didn't think anything of it. One of them looked like they just got off their construction job. He was a bass player. Blew my mind. They're all phenomenal. You know, I come to learn, oh, he was in Susan Tedeschi's band, and he, you know, and it was like, holy crap. So there's a lot of those guys here, you know, that are just phenomenal players. So that really helped me in a way. The way the studio started was there was a songwriter roundtable. There's 8 people. So I got to go to that, you know. So got cards printed up, went up to each of them and said, "I'm new to the area, but I've been doing music for 40 years. I have a studio. Why don't you come in, record a song for free?" Okay. One took me up on that. And then they called me back and said, "Hey, we're doing this record. We don't like this one mix. You want to take a crack at it?" And I said, "Sure." So I sent it to them and they said, "Well, we want you to do the album." So that band was called Pretty Little Goat. And they were an Americana band. So they were connected into the whole scene here, right? And they brought in some of those guys, like there's many famous people that are in Americana bands here. So they brought some of those guys in to play on it. And so through doing that is how I kind of established myself, you know, word of mouth got out a little bit, and networking. It's all about that.
Absolutely, 100%.
Last week I was invited to an EP listening party by neo-soul pop artist Abs, who's based in London. Now this is at the Metronome Cafe in Morden. It's both a cafe and a recording studio in one. As you can see, it's an adorable space. She put on a great spread of food, there was champagne, and we each got goodie bags because this was an exclusive event for her closest fans only. Now, her EP comes out on the 24th of April. It's called Learning to Know Myself. And just in just a moment, I'm going to show you an interview I did with her after the listening session. But we got to watch every single music video that she's done. There was a little bit of a live session as well with one of her co-singers. And it was just such a gorgeous evening. I was so thankful to be invited. But I do hope you enjoy the interview. And we've got a separate music video as well, which you can watch at the end. And this is a sneak peek of her music video Hunting Season, which is already out on YouTube, but go watch that.
Hi, so I'm here tonight at the EP listening party of neo-soul pop artist Abs, who is based in London, and it's been a really, really fun evening. I just wanted to ask you, Abs, like, what made you think about doing an EP listening party for your closest fans?
Yeah, so next week, 1 week today, my EP Learning to Know Myself is out into the world, so I wanted to create something to celebrate that, make sure that people closest to me heard it first, and then they could support me moving forward. That's what it's about. Yeah, it's been really fun.
It was so fun. Yeah. And I really liked the fact that you showed us all the music videos.
Yes.
And everything you've been working on. And there's 5 tracks.
Yep.
And they're just all so different, but they all kind of go together as one story as well, which is what I love.
Yeah, thank you.
tell us a bit more about your mini tour, which is coming up in May.
Yeah, so in May, I'm going on a mini UK tour, and it's to celebrate the EP coming out. So we'll be going to Wigan, Leeds, Sheffield, and London, and we'll be playing the whole EP front to back, and it's going to be a really nice celebration of the release.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And when was the last time that you were on tour, Abs?
It was 2 years ago. So I got a grant, and I was very lucky to get that, and we went on tour around the UK, and it's really nice this time that it's all self-funded, self-managed, and everything like that. And it's been a long time, but that week of tour was the best week of my life, so it's nice to have like another one coming up.
Yeah. And would you say when you're organizing things like releasing an EP and then parties and gigs that it's good to have them all together, or do you like to spread them out a little bit?
Oh, I have to spread them out because I will burn out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
I've been putting in a lot of work for this whole thing, and I'm really proud of myself for that because it is a lot of work to do when you're, especially as an independent artist.
Totally.
But it's definitely good to spread them out, but keep them in concession, I would say.
Yeah.
So to have them like keep things coming to keep your fans interested.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's really exciting.
Thanks.
I'm so excited for you. Your EP comes out a week today, is that right?
Yes, a week today.
So super excited. So you can find Abs's EP on all streaming platforms. It's called Getting to Know Myself.
Learning to know myself.
Sorry. Learning to Know Myself.
Yeah.
And you can find her as Abs, that's ABS on all streaming platforms. I'm super excited for this.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Abs.
Thank you.
Oh my days, what a day. I was minding my business when you threw knives disguised as words, and I'm tired of it. I pray to God, please not today, not when I'm feeling this good. I'm gonna dip now before my top blows. You speak before you think, and it shows, it shows. I'm gone. Oh my days, oh my days, oh my. Don't make my colors turn gray. Hey, you're making me suffocate. Hey, I'm wondering about your mind and where it goes. A couple hundred times left you exposed. Don't make the colors turn gray. Hey, First Frankie on the side.
What did I even say? I was just sitting here and sipping on my Chardonnay. Surprise, surprise, you're telling lies and making it out like I'm not a nice guy. Don't you think
I have to go.
it's dramatic
Go get my
to
coat.
spend your good and hard time and energy on something small that I said when I didn't mean it, and it wasn't that big.
Whoa, gonna dip now before my top blows. You speak before you think, and it shows, it shows.
My place is down the road.
All my days, all my days, all my. Don't make my colors turn gray. Hey, you're making me suffocate.
You're making me.
I want you about your mind and where it goes. A couple hundred times left you exposed. Don't make my colors turn gray. Give it up for Gaurav, please.
So you had in your bio there that another band you played with was Emerald City.
Yeah.
Where are they based out of? Because we have an Emerald City here in Dallas.
They're like a corporate band, not, you know what I mean, where they do all covers and hire themselves out. So we're wondering if it's the part of the same conglomerate.
Probably not. This is in the 80s when I lived in Clearwater, Florida. They then were from like Georgia or something, and that was a club that had bands 6 nights a week in 2 rooms. One was a huge stage, one was a little stage. Wednesday through Saturday band I got a gig with, and I had a full-time thing then. And then the bands that came in from out of town on break would come over, and check us out. And that's how I kind of worked my way into some of the better bands now. Emerald City, the bass player's car broke down, and the owner of the club called me up. Well, I don't know how I get in these situations, Tracy. Hey, can you come and play? And of course I'm arrogant, and I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll come. But
you're doing what?
they were doing covers, that I, Zeppelin. Yeah. So, but thankfully he showed up. But that was Emerald City then.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
I found them a bass player because I didn't want to do that project, and he actually became a student of mine. Then he got connected into Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
It's another
small
connection.
world, yeah.
So,
wow,
not a corporate band, Emerald City. There was so much Aquanet in the dressing room. I said, nobody light a match.
Oh, we make jokes about that. Like,
oh yeah, they had the hair. There was face of Aquanet, and they both were like, shh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised they have lungs.
I know.
Still,
back in the 80s, it was called stiff stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was like liquid glue to put in your hair to get it that high.
Oh my gosh. We're
going to take another short break. We're going to come back. And when we do, we're going to learn more about where he lived. He's lived all over. And at his time stint with Apple. That's going to be fun. Right back at you, Rockstar Diaries TV.
Hi, I'm Lori Hardy. And I help business owners go from frustration to ease when it comes to podcasting. If you're looking to boost your credibility and grow your business but feel overwhelmed by the process, I've got you covered. With over 30 years of experience in top radio markets, I know how to make your voice heard. My 7-day Podcast Pro program helps you move from scattered and unsure to confidently launching and maintaining a podcast that connects with your audience, builds your legacy. It's done with ease and minimal time. Plus, I'll share insider tips to help you rank in the top 5% and take your message national or even global. 7-Day Podcast Pro is your launch pad. Let's get your voice into the world where it belongs.
Hey, you are watching Rockstar Diaries TV with the amazing Brad Rudolph, and we told you we were going to ask him some questions about where he lived and all that, and it's obvious this guy knows how to network. He's been networking with a whole bunch of people and getting himself out there, and he knows a lot of people, been on stages with a lot of really cool artists.
Yeah.
So Brad, where did you live? Like, you're like all over. Give us an idea.
Well, I grew up in central Pennsylvania, about a half hour from Hershey. Left there in the 80s. And I eventually went on the road with all these show bands, because that was a way you could play and earn a living. They're playing 6 nights a week, 6 sets a night, clothing changes, dance moves, so you get good, playing that way. And so I did that for like 3 years. On some reason, I was always in Canada in the winter. I don't know why. So,
oh my goodness.
When I came back off of the last stint, I decided to, stop doing that. And then I got a chance to play with Bo Diddley. So then I was in Bo Diddley's band, which was amazing. He was incredible. He used to be a professional boxer and giant hands. And so we'd warm up, do the couple songs, and he'd come out and he had in his hand the pay, what he was getting paid, in this giant wad of cash, and he'd put that down on his amplifier, and away we go. And he never played in the same key. I had no sets. and he tuned an open E and he used a capo, so I couldn't look at the neck or know what the heck key we're in. And so I was like, man, I got to be on it. And so through that project, did that for a while, and then there was a backup singer, Deanie, and we both decided to go to California. She knew somebody there, and so we went out to California and ended up in Santa Cruz area, which is about 45 miles south of, the big city. Excuse me. And we wanted to do a duo, but I wanted it to be like, if you closed your eyes, it sounded like a band. So for the first 2 months, we went around to all the clubs and saw all the duos, and guys would have 100 cassettes and be like, yeah, I got that one, and they'd load it or start the drum machine. Oh, it's gotta be faster. And so I'd be in pain and be like, oh, God. So everything.
You would do that on stage.
Everything. I was like, no, we're not doing any of this. So we didn't want to touch any of the gear, any of the technology. So we got connected to a German company that let us do that. And so we're playing all over the place. And eventually we had a manager, an agent, and we one time got an offer to play at Apple at some private party. This guy was retiring. So we're in the main atrium in Cupertino. And there's a video online of Deanie and I. That's us playing at Apple. And then shortly after that, we had been together for 7 years, and we were doing this constantly. And we just burned each other out. So we decided to move on. A year later, I was working at Apple as an engineer because I had a video company. So I was doing videos for a lot of corporations that we got connected to out there. And so it's really pretty strange, playing here and then eventually working for Apple, which was amazing. I remember being in a meeting with Steve Jobs at a board meeting, and somebody said, he goes, "We're never doing a phone. Don't even ask that." So a lot of craziness at Apple, and I'm glad I got to do that. And that led me to Silicon Valley, where if you stay at a company more than 2 years and you're not jumping to the new thing, there's something wrong with you. So that's how they perceived it. So I got a chance to work for Adobe and go to other video companies and work for them, and stayed out there in the tech scene out there for 10 years doing that stuff.
Brilliant.
So I noticed that you had one a post. This is pretty funny about the elevator scenes that Steve Jobs used to do. We heard a story from
Jimmy,
a friend of ours, Jimmy, who lives in Nashville, who worked at Apple as well. You might know who he is. I'm not saying his last name because he doesn't like his last name being broadcasted. His name is Jimmy, and he was like in charge of the sound doing for laptops and stuff like that from the beginning. And he went to China, everywhere. So anyway, his house, man, I'm telling you what, everywhere in his house is the musical instrument. I mean, timbales, 3 Hammond organs, like all over them. A whole entire upstairs, like attic room with guitars lined up in year.
Wow.
How many all down the rows, like, so he makes sounds. If somebody says, hey, I want a 56 Telecaster sound or something like that on to be able to, he'll make the sound.
Ah, okay.
So it's a sound library. It's amazing. He kept going. That's what he kept saying to us. Yeah, whatever you see, take it home with you. And we're like this close to maybe trying to take it up on that,
He had an elevator story.
He had an elevator story, and he said that he witnessed a guy got on the first floor, and Steve Jobs says, "Oh, you work for me. What do you do?" And the guy was stammering from the first floor to the fourth floor, and by the 5th floor, he was fired.
Right. So that's what happened. He just came back. Steve just came back, and he was chopping heads. And so in the atrium was a Starbucks, and I'd go and get my coffee. It's like a 4-story atrium. I turned one morning, and there he is, the man himself, coming in the front door, and I'm like, heart's beating 160 beats a minute, and the elevators are right there, and I see him look at me, and I'm walking, and I'm like, and thankfully there was stairs. So I made a quick left and took the stairs that day, because I was not going to get asked that, because you don't know what mood he's in. you could be gone. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I was talking to some gal the other day that I'd worked with them for 10 years, and I won't share the personal story, but it's like he went from being okay to not okay. Did you witness that? And meaning like mentally his behavior and how he treated people. It's just bizarre to me.
I thankfully had very few encounters with him. In the division I was in, you get sequestered away. The security was phenomenal. Like your key card will only give you certain access to certain floors, certain rooms. And I was only in a couple meetings that he was in, but they were big meetings. So thankfully, I really didn't see that kind of transformation happen.
Oh,
But
let's break again just for a moment because we have so many more things we want to talk about.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.
Cedar Ridge Acres. Soap. Why? 'Cause you smell good.
Music did for me as far as changing me, you know. I found that happen a lot in the studio world when I was doing my studio, Falling Waters, where I had this one man who came up here in once summer, and at first he had all these lyrics, and he sort of played guitar, and he said, "I want to do a song," and I took 2 hours for him to. I said, "I just need to hear you do it, just to get an idea." So then me and another guy, we did a whole song, right? Next year he comes back, he's a little better. And he kept writing it, you know, and eventually he played, you know, also on it. And then so he brought his wife when we did this one song called Higher Mountain. I'm going to try not to tear up here. So he came back, and usually I sit them in front of the console and they hear it through the good monitors. And came up to those guys when the song was over and they were crying. So basically they had then taken that song, and his father just passed away, and they played it at his service. So it's like, yeah. So those were the things. I did a couple Christian rock albums. I mean, the people interaction was the inspiration for me. You know, I stopped being delusional many years ago about being a rock star, you know, and all that. And just I give away a lot of time to charities, as far as there's a lot of young schools here from young musicians, Appalachian music mostly. I've done a few free album recordings for those guys. I actually volunteer twice a week at a nonprofit in town that takes iPads, iPhones, and gives them to people. We refurbish them and gives them to underprivileged people that can't afford it. So basically giving back to people as far as my time, and just the experience of seeing their reactions was phenomenally rewarding. You know, that was the change that happened for me for music.
I love hearing that. It's part of my signature talk. I talk about music being a universal language and that it rewires your neural pathways. For me, I told my mom at a very early age I wanted to be a rock star, even though I didn't know what that meant. But I just knew how music touched me. Like when I didn't know what was going on up here, but I was feeling something here, music saved me on so many different levels. And so it's like I knew I wanted to be a part of that. But that's why we called our show Rockstar Diaries, because it's not necessarily what the world calls a rock star. It's people like you who are making that rock star ripple effect in the world through the nonprofits, through your servitude, through just loving and caring on humans. And that is what we honor here on this show, are those kind of rock stars.
Right. And that's part of our mission for Hearts in Sync, to have that Hearts in Sync around the world. And we've said this before, but sometimes it needs to be said again. You know, when two people are in love, their hearts beat the same. And it's science. And even choirs, when they sing in sync, their hearts beat the same. So it's like music and just love is combined. And we want to get that Hearts in Sync all around the world.
Yes, I love that you did a Christian album. We want to do a whole worship album. We have like a couple songs that really wouldn't fit on our other albums. But if you want to collaborate on anything, we'd love that. Collaboration is the best.
I'd be honored to help in any way. Yeah. So that was really very rewarding. And that was what was hard to shut the studio down. It's like, oh, all those memories. I had the studio for 8 years, and I had 115 clients. So I went through, and we'd often do videos and all that stuff. And so I made a few videos about that. Things that are amazing. I've been working with people like singers. A singer, Alex Dew, who's in London. He sang on 4 or so of my albums. I can sing, but not like that. And so I think that those kind of connections are amazing, that you can do that now. People are reaching out to me to do another Christian rock album, and I'm really into that stuff. I have a lot of friends that travel around to the mega churches and do that. Yeah.
You know what time it is? It's time for the
hard question. Dun, 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 dun. He just makes these up on the fly too. Okay. So I have to warn you.
I know this is out of your history too. You did sound for a video game on a PlayStation, Sony PlayStation, and you bet out Thomas Dolby, Blinded by Science, for the spot. So now here's the dilemma. Okay, you have this dinner business appointment with someone who's really going to do excellent things for you business-wise, whether it's the studio music or whatever. And at that table is both either Steve Jobs or Thomas Dolby. Who would you rather have dinner with you, and what do you have for dinner?
Well, that's an obvious question. Well, Steve's no longer with us. So
yeah, right.
If he was.
Yeah. I obviously, Thomas Dolby, and I'm a seafood guy, so lobster,
Oh, I love that. I'm a seafood person. He's not.
So how did you win out in that?
What's that?
How did you win out and get
the secret sauce?
Yeah.
So this is how I did it. So they're used in Electronic Musician magazine. In the back were all these ads. These guys are getting jobs playing music for these companies, for these games, when they started hiring real musicians. I was walking on the beach. Look, how are they getting those jobs? So I approached each one of them and said, and I acted a little nefariously like I was a game company. And I said, I got a new game coming out. Can you send me your promo package? So we got all those promo packages in, about 15, and we analyzed each one of them, what was good, what wasn't good, to create ours. This is when Deanie and I had What in the World. We were actually many different businesses. Created ours, started sending it out. Within a week, we got a call from Spectrum Holobyte to do this thing where you create three pieces of music. They have to be 6 seconds, no longer than 6 seconds, and they have to loop perfectly. Okay. And so did that. And then we went up and met with them. When I heard about Thomas Dolby, I'm like, why are they going to pick us? But they wanted real musicians, not that he's not, but he plays mostly keyboards, right? And we played guitar, and he played wind controller, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, we got that gig that way. And then that led to a few more with Sony. And then I actually when we were doing a trade show down in Los Angeles at E3. It's a big gaming trade show. And we were working it. I was walking around. Sony had this amazing 3-block exhibit. And I was standing in front of this computer, and it was our music. And this guy came up to me and went, "Pretty cool, huh?" It was a PlayStation. I went, "Yeah, I wrote it."
Oh my gosh, I love that.
That's awesome.
That is so cool. And those were gold nuggets to leave for people out there. We did the same thing with our Story to Stage accelerator program. We tried out. We saw what other people were doing, the good, the bad, the ugly, promo packages, all of that, just to see what was out there and how we could do better. It's like success leaves clues. Tony Robbins says that. And there's a lot that's already been done that we can take from that. Why reinvent the wheel? I love that you did that and took what worked and then made it your own.
And that was extremely hard. We worked on that for 3 months.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to have, there was 7 missions. And there was 6, I'll try to make this fast, 6 states, takeoff, danger, blah, blah, blah. Each state, they wanted 6 pieces of music, compositions. And so for one mission, you might have 150 pieces of 3 or 4 or 5, 6 second songs.
Yeah.
And that, I sat at the keyboard for a week. I'm like, I can't get my brain around that. How do you write like that? Then you got to think about the keys. Oh, we're going from battle to this. What key is that and all that? So it's like a musical Rubik's Cube. We eventually finished it, wrapped it up. We had to go back out on the road to do more playing. We were playing a lot of hotels and a lot of casinos, and we took the studio out on the road with us, and eventually finished it, got written up in Electronic Musician magazine for this. And I just checked, like, to date, that game sold 385 copies. When you're growing up, you think, "Oh, I'm going to sell all these albums." And I remember walking through an electronics store, looking down and going, "Oh, there's my gold record." It was the game.
So 385 million copies?
385,000.
Okay.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Well, how can people find you or find your book?
I sent Tracy some links.
Okay.
Facebook. My book is just if you go on Amazon, it's just Brad Rudolph. If you just go Google Brad Rudolph, I'm all over with, all the streaming stuff, that's
Excellent.
We'll definitely have that up there.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. It's been such an honor and pleasure. And we hope that more is to come.
Yes.
Big things between us.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's good seeing you, Tracy, again, man. It's been so long, and very nice to meet you both. And thank you so much. I feel privileged to be on your show. Thank you.
And there he is.
There he is.
Thank you.
You're watching Rockstar Diaries TV.
Welcome to the Rockstar Diaries Virtual Summit, May 2nd at 5 p.m. Central Time.
Rockstar Diaries Virtual Summit, 6 ladies that will redefine what it means to be a rock star. Healing out loud. Join us Saturday, May 2nd, 5 p.m. Central Time.
Rockstar Diaries swag. Scan now.
Get your exclusive gear.
Check it out.